Welcome to Late Night Chat with JT and Niko, episode 27. You bitches.
What's up, Nix? You just waiting for me to say something?
I was waiting for you to do the intro for once.
Hey?
I was going to see what you had to say.
No,
Lead us into the show here, Jay.
I'm always leading us into the show here.
Yeah.
I'm always cutting you off. So now, if it works properly, you should be cutting me off right now. But yeah, how you been hanging in there, Nix? We're actually doing a late night chat. Everybody out there who's not listening or watching, this is actually late for us. Well, not for us, for him. Because we're pulling some strings this week, getting everything in here, putting a few episodes together because it's going to be a little crazy of a week. Well, not so much for, well, I guess so, leading into Thanksgiving.
I'm going to be away for a few days, so we had to pump in our third show for the week.
Yeah.
Pump it in.
Try to figure out what the fuck to say to each other, but yeah.
I know, I'm getting sick of seeing this guy.
Well,
Third show within a week, guys, but you know, that's how much we care about putting out this content on time for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fun too, man. It gets you fucking doing something. Otherwise, I'd be getting stoned. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'd rather sit here and talk to everybody out there and see what's going on and see how everybody's doing.
Yeah, Jay doesn't have anything better going on, let's be honest.
Let's just be honest. I just, I'm just happy that hockey season's back and I get to hang out with Niko and rub stuff in once in a while. So.
No homo.
Yeah. Yeah, not rub anything off. I rub it in. So, you get the chance to watch that hockey game, Niko. Come on.
I watched the first two periods. Going into the third, you know how good the Leafs are usually in the third period nowadays. So I was pretty confident that we had that. And then next thing you know, I changed it. I was out over at my mother's having a nice dinner with the family. Changed the channel to throw on a scary movie afterwards. Kind of something to kind of watch with the fam. So I threw that on. All of a sudden, look at the phone, 5-5 tie. Third period, minutes to go, and then they had, what was the final score? 6-5.
I left work, okay, that night. I left work, and it was the same thing. It was going just in the third period, and I had to go meet that guy Gary I talked with you about last time, and the friend of mine, the older guy. I went to watch the game with him, and grabbed a coffee and some donuts before I headed down there, and I get there, and it's 5-5 the game, and I'm going, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it was it was 3-1 last time I checked, I think, going into the third, right? Yeah.
I don't know, I hear something about a penalty, because I was listening to it delayed in my, on my phone, so it was a little bit of delay, so I actually had a minute and a half because it was uploading from the internet before it actually clicked back onto live, so it was weird. I was a little bit behind the game, so I wasn't listening to it live on the television or on the radio while I was driving. I had it in my ear playing in something else. It was a little bit confusing. But I ended up I get to the house, and I look at the score, and it's 5-5. But in my ear, it's still 3-1. So I'm going, what the fuck just happened?
Did your game just stop playing in your phone?
No, because it pauses and it doesn't. As soon when it's on my phone and it's already uploaded, let's say, and I turn it off for a second or I pause it or whatever, it'll stay where it is instead of jumping live. It'll let me keep listening, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the it's another platform that you can stream stuff on.
Yeah.
And all that, right? So I ended up listening to that part, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing everything happen in my ear. I'm hearing the penalties going on. This is just after you text me saying, looks like we got this one. Right?
I mean, it did look like we had it.
Everybody was so cocky. I haven't said no. I didn't say one thing all
Your
day.
guys were playing like shit. They weren't looking good out there.
They're not a high paid team, dude.
See, that was the other thing. I get the message. This guy starts fucking crying. Ooh, well, it's not like we have lots of money like the Leafs, and we built a good team and a number one team. And I'm like, whoa, this is very nice of you to admit, Jay. Like, we're a number one team now.
Well, you paid a shitload
lots of money.
I mean, if you would have if we pay that much for our fucking team, we'd probably have number one players too. But I mean,
for years we were fucking down in the dumps trying to put a fucking team together. Don't fucking give me this. Everybody has those periods. Everybody has those periods. Oh yeah, it's definitely ours. We made a bunch of bad moves back in the day in terms of trades.
But that's what I mean. You don't have to have a lot of money.
No, but I'm saying every team has that fucking transitional period where they're a fucking shitbag team.
Well, look at St. Louis. How much money? They didn't invest a lot of money.
Well, because they won tonight, 3-2. Yeah, earlier tonight.
But
yeah,
they didn't invest
I like St. Louis. I think St. Louis has a great team.
In the last year's team either, and they still won the cup. They didn't. They invested a little bit before the last little run. They did the little jump, but they didn't put that much money. I mean, the amount of money you guys got towards that first line, they better be scoring every time they go out there. Mm-hmm. There's no joke. If fans are butts, and then I thought for sure.
Do you not think that we should have? Do you not think we should have a team of that caliber though?
Well, you know what? It's about time.
We should.
Yeah,
right?
It's about time.
So.
But I mean, it didn't show that
day. It didn't show. How did it show?
Because, dude, they kept.
Some people would blame it on goaltending.
You know what? They would say the goaltending sucks. I don't blame it on that goaltender. I think Hutchinson played a great game, dude. He still saved over 40
All I'm saying
shots.
is some blamed it on the goaltending.
A lot blamed it on the goaltending. Everybody likes to always point fingers at who's doing something wrong. But you know what? In the end, you got the three top guys going against Price in a shootout. And all they could do is flick the fucking puck at him.
Yeah, once it gets to a shootout situation with Price in there, yeah, it's not looking so hot for us. We're not great in shootouts.
Okay, but
we're not great in shootouts.
Now, first of all,
we're not great in third period. We're not great in shootouts.
They didn't even try to deke them. Like I know he's scary. He's a scary poke checker. He likes to put that stick out there and fuck you up when you get. He doesn't like letting anybody in there too close. But nobody tried to deke him out. It looks like they flicked the puck towards the net. You got the three top paid
I didn't watch it though. I didn't watch the shootout. To be fair, I didn't watch it. I just know that we're not usually.
Anybody agreed with me, but I expected more from Toronto, and I'm more look what team I'm wearing. I expected more.
Shitbag team.
I thought, whatever. But you know what? I thought that they were going to come out and put some sort of.
It's okay, laugh it up. Laugh it up. We'll see how the year progresses.
Am I laughing? No, I'm just.
No. You're just obviously. You're just you're just praising us just to take us down, being like, oh well, my shitty team somehow beat your fucking. Great team. What's going on here?
My team's shitty. We don't.
That's the way you're making it seem.
In a couple of years, we might have to be paying that type of money for some of these players. But right now, we don't have to pay that type of money right now. Okay? And the shitty thing is, we do just have a lot of it has to do with the goaltending. And I feel bad for Price because I don't think if he doesn't win a cup in the next couple of years, he's going to be one of those goaltenders that if he doesn't go to another team to get a cup, he's going to have every trophy but that. And that kind of sucks because I think that's what you play your whole life for, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, you play your whole life for records and stuff like that.
Love of the game, obviously.
Obviously, because he's doing it for a reason. He's out there.
Yeah.
Right? But honestly, he's going to want to win a cup. And as much as I think he might stay. But if he doesn't stay, he's gonna end up going one day, right?
That's okay.
Maybe he'll jump on your leash.
I'm glad you made that your Sean Avery you losers fucking
you like that,
video there on the was that on the Lambeau Cup that you posted that or late night chat? So so follow the Lambeau Cup Instagram guys and as well as the Late Night Chat Network. That's where you'll see some of this fucking ridiculous content JT's posting nowadays. He's bopping he's doing a bop challenge there on the car the other day.
Yeah, that was fun, eh? I gotta try that a little. We gotta try something out, man.
That wasn't the complete version though. That was a teaser, guys. The teaser of the bop challenge.
We have to get our videographer drive the car while we do it.
But yes, congrats on the win. I'm.
You know what? Everybody got a point.
It was a surprising win. Honestly, I'm surprised.
I thought it was surprising after they came back that quick.
I thought they were done. I'm surprised that they came back and tied it up.
Who throws their stick? I don't even think my nephew throws his stick, and he's only 8 years old, dude. Okay, not for anything. I get it. You got that tension. Everything's going
who threw his stick?
Kapanen. That's why you guys got that penalty, right? Yeah. That changed the whole.
I didn't watch the third period at all. I had moved on, right?
The whole dynamic of the game. It changed everything up when Petrie scored the what do you call it? The penalty shot.
Yeah.
Right. It threw off the whole dynamic of the game, and then I'll give you guys credit. Toronto came down at the other end and started going off and trying to put that fucking net in the puck. And if it wasn't for Price, they probably would have fucking won like 7 to fucking 4. Man.
Thanks for giving us credit. You're so.
Hey, dude, you give credit where it's due.
So
I don't
generous.
have Tavares on my team for no reason, on my hockey pool team, right?
Oh yeah, but he has to be part of your team for you to give him credit.
Hey, what did I tell you about fucking Halak too, man? He's been fucking great. His first start, man, he got me a shutout.
Yeah.
So how about you? You didn't pick him, no. I picked him on my own.
The fucking picks
Shitlock. Over 30 fucking
That's
games
his name.
this year.
Shitlock.
Yeah, Shitlock. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. I'm doing all right this week in the pools, man. Schwartz got me a point too. Oh, sorry, he got it on the Leafs.
Oh, tonight, yeah, he's good. I like that kid.
Hey,
I like St. Louis.
Tavares
it's okay.
Got me a
I don't
point.
mind. I don't mind losing to St. Louis.
Hey, Tavares got me a point with the Montreal game, which is fucked up, and I was almost laughing at buddy who picked Price on me. You know, I sniped him in the pool underneath me. I was kind of like, fuck, man. I don't know what to do, man. Now I want him to fucking not get the. But he wasn't playing me, so I didn't care if he got the shutout.
So
or not.
5 days in, guys, in the snake draft. I mean, I know it's still super early, but I'm first, bro. Killing it. First in the snake draft.
First.
Killing it.
No, that's good. That's good. Hope you can
keep it up. Yeah, exactly.
No,
we'll see.
Me, yeah, mine's a little different. I've been creeping up from behind and stuff like that. No. You know, no point intended, but yeah, I was down a few points and now I'm up a bit. And I don't know where the fuck I am today now with the Leafs losing and stuff like that. So we'll see. But
yeah. So speaking on that Bop challenge though, that content. Unless there's anything else you want to say about the Canadiens or hockey in general before I move on here.
Because you don't want to hear it anymore.
Pretty much.
I just have to keep stretching all the time because it fits perfectly right in there. Look at that, guys. Look at that. You see that? Everybody except all. You know,
we've been playing a lot of games within this past week. We played 4 games within a week's time.
Yeah, you guys have.
We played Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and then Monday again.
Yeah,
4 games.
They've been nailing you guys. And then you get a little bit of a break, but then.
Yeah, but that's a pretty tight schedule right there, man. We won 2, we lost 2. No, I know, but I'm just saying, yeah, that's.
You guys got it early, so it's pretty good to get it out of the way, man.
Yeah.
But
2 for 2, that's not bad though. But you know.
You guys are still.
Even our losses were close. We have had no blowouts where we got fucking spanked that bad. But I didn't watch the game tonight, so I don't know how we were looking in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But St. Louis is a good team. I like St. Louis. I mean, I've said that on the show before. I picked a few of them in the pool. You know, so did you, I believe.
They won the Stanley Cup, man. They helped me win the Stanley Cup last year. I know they were going to do it. I only picked one. I wanted to go different ways. I wanted to pick a few of them, but no, Niko didn't like the idea. You know, but whatever. It's okay. I know he likes St. Louis because he's got his own hat. A St. Louis hat.
Yeah, watch out.
You know, he's when he has to jump on the bandwagon here and there.
Yeah, that's right. No, I appreciate other teams. I'm not one of those diehards that doesn't like other teams in hockey and all sports.
Good, right?
In all sports, I'm like that. Like, I can appreciate other teams. There's some teams I hate with a passion, no matter what goes on with them. But again, like you pointed out, you can appreciate if they're doing well, if they got a good player on the team. You hate to admit it, but, you know, you will if you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
P, he wanted me to deliver a message to you today here on the show. Live for the viewers all to hear. He, you know, there was some controversy that stirred up in the group chat today while we were chatting back and forth. A couple of things came out of that.
Some
good content for the show. A couple of things brought up. No, it doesn't.
Okay, go on.
You know, one, he called you out and said, what kind of shit content is that you're putting up? Even though he, on your page, called you Content King, when he posted that, he's like, hey, you need to tell this guy to fucking step it up, dance in his fucking car. He's like, what the hell is this fucking content he's putting out? I don't know. He wasn't pleased with the content that you're putting out for everybody with that Bop challenge. Apparently he was not a fan, even though he stated as such in the comments.
I know he watches YouTube. So
and
you'll have to see that one when he watches YouTube.
And you know, maybe I shouldn't have followed up this request following his comments, but listen, man, we're trying to reach down for a football game for his birthday. We're thinking of heading down to watch the Bills play. He was hoping you could be the DD and join us at the football game tailgate party for some content. We know you're not a big partier, but we figured you'd come there and record the content of us at a tailgate for the channel.
What the fuck? Well, you guys know what to talk about, but okay, whose car are you driving? Or am I driving?
Oh, we haven't figured that. We haven't gone. He asked me to ask you on the air so you can get the answer here.
You gotta tell me.
We can talk off the air.
Yeah.
We can talk off the air as well. But I figured I'd bring it up because he didn't want me to ask you today.
He doesn't really want to ask me.
Well, he asked me, and I said, "Well, I don't know. Jay's not really a big fan of football, for one.
I got a text.
Second of all, oh, did you? Maybe he was going to ask you.
No.
Well, we wanted to reach out for his birthday, but unfortunately, the bus tour we were going to take, we were going to buy tickets. We were about to pull the trigger and buy tickets today to take the bus tour down there. You get on the bus and they take you down as a tailgate party. It's not, the tickets are sold for the Toronto pickup. The only pickup that they have is in fucking Burlington. So if we're going to drive to fucking Burlington, we might as well fucking drive to Buffalo if we're going to fucking drive to Burlington to get picked up and to go to the game. You see what I'm saying? So now we're like, okay, well then we got to see if someone can drive us because we need a DD to go to the game. Because once you get to the tailgate, it's like, you know, it's the tailgate party outside the football game gets pretty crazy. There's, you know, food and partying and drinking and this kind of thing, right?
But there's no marijuana. It's Buffalo.
It's not legal there yet?
I don't think so.
That's not good.
I don't know, man. We're going to have to discuss this.
So we might have to discuss this off the air, guys. But no, I just know it's like it's a whole thing, you know, and we were planning on going for his birthday, and he figured I should ask you.
His birthday's almost done.
His birthday's at the end of this month.
No shit.
The 28th. We were going to go on the 20th.
Come on, you keep looking over there like you have something to tell me.
No, I just wanted an answer. So your answer is to be continued right now on that DD for
It's to be continued for a little bit. I just need to just see what.
We'll have to talk off the air and see what's going on then.
It's not like it's a fucking big drive. I fucking drop you. Well, it's only a day thing. You guys want to go down there for one day?
That's what you go for. You go for a day. It's for the game. You watch the game.
Oh, and then you come back.
Yeah.
So it's a long fucking day, really. Basically.
You go there, you party, you watch the game, and then you party some more, and you come back.
So it's a long fucking day.
Pretty much.
So who's gonna hoop it?
What do you mean hoop it?
There you go. That's the question. That's it. That's how I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
So we'll talk offline, or off the air, or whatever you want to say.
Anyways, then. The conversation.
Who wants to watch a Buffalo Bills game? Not for anything. I heard that
they're doing actually good this year.
Ah, didn't I say that? No, I said Miami. So never mind.
That's actually who we would be going to watch is Buffalo versus Miami. Miami's been stinking it up, so that's a good game to go for because you know they'll probably beat them. The Bills will beat Miami.
But there's a lot of Miami fans too here. There is. I know a lot of Miami.
Yeah, so that would be a good game to go check. Horshak's a Miami fan. Ugh.
And a Redskins fan.
Bro, those are like the worst two fucking teams to be fans of right now.
When he was...
Back in the day, yeah. We're talking about back in the day, yeah. Right now, currently, those are like some of the worst teams you could be rooting for nowadays.
You know what? Fuck, man. We should go. Bring him down there. Get him, drag his ass
There you go. Make a fucking day of it. Bro, you imagine the content? Horseshack at a tailgate? See, this is what I'm saying. Think of the content. The content. And apparently, that... Moving on to the next topic, the next thing that came out of our conversations when this was brought up. First, he called you out for that fucking bullshit bot video, but then I went on to say, "Hey, listen, man, you're the one that put Content King in the comments."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, he's not even the Content King. I'm the Content King. This guy's just running around with this fucking using this now. And he's like, I was like, bro, this guy stole my fucking name. I'm like, go back and check the notes. Episode 29. I double checked. Leslie was a guest. I called myself the fucking Content King.
Oh, I wrote
Next
it out
episode,
too.
This guy fucking said, I'm the Content King. And then he fucking started running with it, guys. This guy's trying to steal my Content King title. And I said to him, I'm like, who makes the network keep going, bro? I'm the fucking Content King. He fucking put out this bot video. He's the Content King all of a sudden.
Yeah, my ears hurt. Hey, I never said it, man. I just said it one time.
Yeah. Why? I don't. But no. Now you've continued though.
Hey, but I haven't said I was. I just said, hey, it's coming. I never even said I was the Content King.
Yes, you did. You've been fucking saying it.
No. He's been saying it. People have been saying it. No. And I said it one time about me and Christine, because you were slacking off. And now you started posting a lot of things.
It's not my fault. I don't fucking go around the city, find dead bodies and this kind of shit. Like,
it's just fucking, man. I don't know. I didn't think of it like that. I didn't try to steal it. It just got pulled over.
Yeah, you just coined the phrase. It just called you Sir Carl yourself. You did, bro. Guys.
Bro.
Hit the comments. Let us know. This guy fucking tried to steal the Content King fucking name I made up for myself. Who's the real Content King?
Niko's the content.
Eh? Give it up, guys.
He's not the king, but You know,
let us know.
Something.
Let us know who's the content king.
He's
such a stupid fucking title to be fighting over. I don't give a fuck. But I'm the content king. The point is, I said it first, and then you fucking ran with it. You fucking like, oh, and then I had to reiterate it in an episode after you said it. You're like, hey, I'm a content king. I'm like, hey, content kings. I tried to like pluralize it.
When I write the show notes, I listen to it too. I hear it.
This motherfucker. Yeah, you hear it. You've said it. You keep saying it. Bro, you got fucking this guy commenting on a video calling you a content king. I
said you weren't either, man. I said you had to step it up. Remember, because you weren't posting anything.
Guys, don't fucking trust this guy, man.
Hey. Once you start
what's going on with your other show? What's going on with your other show for the network?
Hey, I don't know. I don't even know what my show is. I was thinking about that the other day, too.
You gonna make a fucking other show for the network called Content King? It's gonna be fucking you?
That's it. I'm gonna walk around with a fucking camera attached to my forehead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like Google Earth.
Yeah, you can fucking attach 3 cameras on that huge forehead of yours.
Ooh, I'm gonna make a fucking surround. What do you call it? Street view.
Panoramic view.
Yeah, no, but right around. They call it street view, I think, with a 360-degree view. Could you imagine that? I've actually seen one of those Google Maps cars today, too. That's why I'm picturing it in my head. You know? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jay's head will be like the satellite Google Earth.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if I'm going to be on that. One day I'm going to have to check for that laneway that I was at.
Yeah,
I don't know
Jay's going to be smoking a joint of the laneway.
Yeah.
Google Earth.
All of a sudden, Google Earth hits it. There I am. They just, my face is blurred out, but they know it's me because I got the Montreal Canadiens shirt on. And I join in. Well, they can't tell that either.
Yeah, look, you're just putting all this types of content, Bob challenges. What's the other thing? I guess you are the content king. That thing where you're in a onesie. What's going on? The Montreal picture.
Hey, bro, what's better than a grown man in a onesie, bro?
Tons of things.
Hey, you know what? I actually have. I own that.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen the picture before.
I've actually owned.
That's like a contest that they got going, though. I've seen that, right? Like.
Yeah. I was gonna just. Having fun with it, man.
No, that's good.
Fun with it, right?
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Honestly, there's always something interesing coming out on those accounts, guys. We're having a good time with it, you know.
I never realized the kind of stuff you can fucking do with Instagram, stuff like that. You know, like
yeah. Jay, you want to know something? I looked at my total photos prior to us posting stuff for the show on the network.
Then there's nothing.
I had like 10 photos.
Yeah.
Now, but on our late night chat network alone, we got like over 60 photo posts.
In my fucking phone, I got no more room.
And on mine, I got like 90 now. So like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I never was into doing that at all. I frowned upon it. I was like, I don't need to fucking post shit. What does anybody care? And I don't even think you guys still fucking care, but I'm just having a good time with it, right? We're having a good time doing this shit, so I don't give a shit.
You know what? I got all kinds of pictures. My SD cards are fucking filled right the fuck up right now. Just from having fun, trying to figure out what the fuck to take pictures of, to fucking, show off, give everybody a little bit of excitement out there.
If you guys got any interesting content, just send it our way. We'll be like 6 Buzz. We'll post your stupid shit too. Come on, guys, get in on the Bob challenge. Let's get some Bob challenges going. That fucking the baby song
challenge. He actually said that if they do a video, it's $10,000 for the winner.
That's decent, yeah.
So I haven't seen any real ones out there yet, but that one.
Yeah, so the intro song to today's show here, guys, was "Bought" by DaBaby. That's also off the Kirk album. And, the one we've been playing and talking a lot about lately. Great. But the Bob Challenge, there's basically guys going out there like with these challenges that they do with these songs, dancing to the Bop song. So if
maybe I can put the link for that one in there for everybody too, if we could throw that.
Yeah.
But you can actually see the one I'm talking about.
There's one where the guy comes out of like a fucking basket like a snake, like with the Indian, like the Indians that play the fucking flute, and then like the snake comes out of like snake charmers, and then the fucking guy comes out of a basket and starts dancing, and Bobby, and then the Indian guy starts dancing.
That was fucking crazy, man.
And they do it like together,
It's so fucking funny, man.
Meanwhile, there's a guy in the car like riding by, fucking. One of the best.
Say Habibi? Hey,
yeah.
So they all must know each other somehow.
Yeah.
Right? But it was fucking hilarious, man.
I remember back in the day they had one. There was like this. You remember like you probably don't know. There used to be like these South rappers. Like from the Bay, they would do this hyphy music, like the guys like dance around, and it was like a certain type of rap music, like from the South, back when like the South was had taken over for that period of time in like 2000s. Yeah. So all like
Maybe
these,
you
know, like all these Bay rappers like E40 and these guys, they were making this type of music. And there was one guy, I forgot his fucking name, but he came out with a song called "Ghost Ride the Whip." And it was a bus in the video, okay?
Yeah.
And you know about ghost riding the whip, like how you go beside the car and the car is driving and you put it on drive, or neutral, whatever the fuck, and it keeps going and
some people get run over.
Yeah. So they had in the video they were driving around and the beat to the music was the Ghostbusters theme.
Okay.
And it was like, Ghost Ride the Whip, Ghost Ride the Whip. And there was like people dancing outside the bus. It's the stupidest fucking video. But it like created like a viral thing. Like people were like,
right?
Yeah. So then, you know, there was videos, and then I remember there was some video that we posted back in the day where there was some white kid like in a suburbs or something. He was ghost riding the whip. It must have been a fake video. Who the fuck knows? And some black guy's walking by down the street, and he runs into the car and steals it. The kid's like, "No, my car!" He drives off.
Yeah, that's when you get fucking run over.
But bro, it was like in the suburbs though, and like some guy was walking by. He looked like he shouldn't have been there, you know what I mean? This guy, he was like a thuggish dude, and he's just like, you see the guy's car, and he just like ran in the car and drove off. I don't, you know, these videos are staged half the time, you know what I mean? Kids just trying to get clicks, right? So who knows if it was real or not, but it was funny, I'll tell you that much.
I didn't know they actually did that, like that much stuff online like that back then either.
That's when it started, though. But I don't even think it caught people's attention like it does now. But now the problem is there's so much out there, and nothing lasts for a long period of time. Like you can have a hot new video for like a couple of days if you're lucky, like something that goes viral.
Yeah. And
then after that, kids are on to the next thing, right? There's you know the things go so fast now. We're consuming so much information on a daily basis now as a culture that everything's like a microsecond of like, you know what I mean, like of entertainment, and then we're on to the next thing. That's why news is the same way now.
So it's hard for me to remember what shows I'm watching and what episode I'm watching and stuff because I watch so much of it.
Right.
Yeah, you forget which one you start to mix things in together.
Right. And all of a sudden you fucking look at how many shows you watch throughout the year. You watch like 50 fucking shows. You can't remember any of them. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a few of them I could. Like I started watching Blacklist again, new season. Started this week. I watched it with my old man on the weekend, and we forgot where it had left off, and we were thinking about it. It took us a while to click in where it had left off and why we didn't see it. Then we finally realized it. You know that it, that we remembered where it left off, but it was. It's back. There's a lot of shows that are back. I don't know about with you, but like I don't know why I just started to transition into this there, but
it's alright. It's the flow of things, right? Mr. Fab. Sorry, I just remember right now. That was the guy's name, guys. Mr. Fab. The guy that did that Ghost Ride the Whip. But we're gonna probably put the link to the video in the description for you guys, though.
Everybody has a follow.
Right.
Me and Niko are gonna have a follow. We almost had one at the beginning of the show today, right? Because somebody's worried that I missed his name. But no, he's been...
Content king.
Yeah. It's not going to copyright it, so he's fucked. No?
But the big thing I watched,
tell everybody.
I've
been waiting for you.
I know what you were trying to segue here too. Not including shows this past
we've been
week.
watching a lot of horror movies.
Or
is it just Christine?
No, I've been watching a lot of those too. Some of them are Christine.
Yeah.
I'm not available every night to watch movies, right? So,
You're not available?
I'm not available, bro.
Your girlfriend has to book time with you?
That's right.
Wow.
Just like you.
Wow. No, I already have my
I gotta please a lot of people in my life, you know what I mean?
I already have my date booked, right? It's scheduled in. It's just this week we have a couple days.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he doesn't want to see me next week. He doesn't want to see me ever again after this, guys.
Never.
So this might be the last episode. If I go missing, check the fucking lake.
Yeah, no, I've been watching, we've been watching a few horror movies these past days. I mean, a lot of stuff oh my god, actually, okay.
Here we go.
One of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen, guys. Probably the worst at this point. I'm proud to say. Like I'm confident enough to say, not proud. I'm actually quite ashamed that I watched the movie. Let me reword that. I'm very confident in saying this is probably one of the worst movies ever made, And only because, not in the execution or the way that it was filmed or just like anything to do with the actors. I mean, there was some shitty acting in it, sure, but it's called The Open House. It's on Netflix. Guys, we just posted it. If you've been following the Late Night Chat Network and the highlights on there, we've been posting the movies that we've been watching here on the network, me and Christine. I haven't seen Jay post any as of yet, but, you're welcome to be doing that, too.
Shows.
But we watched one on Netflix in the horror section. Sometimes on Netflix, we see a random movie, especially around this time, they usually load them up with a lot of horror movies. Yeah. And sometimes you find some real gems in there, guys. Just because you don't know what a movie is or you've never heard of it doesn't mean necessarily that it's a piece of shit. But in this instance, it absolutely was. I want that hour and a half of my life fucking back. We just watched it last night.
Open House?
It's called The Open House. It is such a fucking garbage movie. It's basically about a kid and his mom that go up, north, or I guess it's some mountain home.
Yeah.
They don't live there. His father had died. He just got hit by a car, and they don't have money. And so they don't have money to pay for the house they currently have. So her sister's like, oh, why don't you just go and stay up at our mountain home, get your mind off of things for a while. I know you guys have had a rough experience with his father passing, and take some time off, blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, yeah, maybe we'll do that. So, a lot of these movies, when they go up to these deserted cottages or these homes up north, that's when shit, goes awry up in the woods, right?
They hit the fence.
Yeah, exactly. We've all seen it. It's a horror trope for these movies, right? Nothing irregular. No. Anyway, so they go up to this place. The night that they are heading up, I'm just gonna fucking tell you guys the movies because I don't want you guys to watch this. I don't want anybody to subject their time to this. If you really want to fucking bore yourself, then go for it. But anyways, they're driving up there in the middle of the night, and they swerve out of the way because they see somebody on the road. Okay, and they don't end up hitting the guy. They swerve out of the way. They look back. They don't see anybody. No one's there. Whatever, they fucking shrug it off. They're like, okay, hopefully he's okay, or maybe we saw something, who the fuck knows. So they go inside the house, they stay there. Meanwhile, the house is being sold at this time, and she said, hey, listen, you can go and stay up there, but for a while, this past month, we're going to have some open houses. We're trying to sell this home at the time, because we never use it. That's why she said go up there and stay. Mm-hmm. So they got an open house going. And then apparently, I guess, one of the characters in the movie makes an observation, the woman's son, he's like, oh, you know what's weird about open houses? Some strangers set up the house, some people you never met, and then strangers, they can just come in and they look through the house. So then it seems like some guy shows up in the house, apparently, and, I guess, hides in the basement, and there's, something weird going on in the basement. This woman keeps getting in the shower, and someone keeps, changing the heat of the shower, so she has to go downstairs and, check on the heat in the basement, and then go back up, and then it keeps happening to her, and then there's some wall that's, I don't know, covered up in the basement. You don't really know what that is. And whenever they see, when you see the guy show up at the house, all you see is boots. You never see what the guy looks like. It's just see some guy with some boots walking into his house. All of a sudden, there's motherfuckers sneaking around in his house, taking things and, changing things and doing, little things just to, scare them, it seems like, right? Anyways, at the end of the fucking movie, this guy, I guess that's been either hiding in the house or, stalking them, kills the son and the mother, okay? But you don't see how he kills the son. At the end, he just died. You just see him dead, after he tracks him down in the woods. The mother gets killed. You never see the guy's face, okay? They never show you the fucking guy's face. They never tell you what was in the basement. They never tell you who the fucking guy was. There's no fucking resolution to this movie, bro. And, it's literally just a guy that's, creeping around in her house at times in the film. And you don't even see him half the time. You just see, weird things happening.
She went into, a laundry room in the basement or something like that?
She goes in the basement a lot in it, but I don't think there's anything to do with the laundry room. It's mostly,
movie that I'm thinking of.
It is such a piece of fucking shit, guys. Don't fucking waste your time.
I think I'm starting to watch. I started to watch a piece of shit too, right? As well as you. It sounds as stupid as that one, but I don't know if you've seen it. It's a new one. It's on Netflix too. It's with that kid that they're chasing some kid in the grass. What's it called?
The Tall Grass. Yeah, I've seen that. I think it's called The Tall Grass or something like that. Yeah, it's a Stephen King and Joe Hill.
No, is it really?
It's based on a Stephen King and Joe Hill, which is his son, novella. It said, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's the first thing that came up on Netflix the other day when we watched it.
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
in the tall grass.
Yeah, see.
So, it's kind of fucking stupid right now. I mean, I've only, as you can see, I've only gotten through a few minutes of it. I'll have to post that one afterwards and let you guys know about
Speaking
that.
of in the tall grass, you ever hear that joke? I think I've said it on this show.
Have you? I don't know. Have you?
Possibly. Hey, did you ever hear the joke about how the Greek found the sheep in the tall grass?
No.
Very pleasing.
Hey, where do you get your Greek yogurt? This is from that TV show Big Mouth.
Where?
Where do you get your Greek yogurt? You know where I get mine? John Stamos' balls. That's what they said in that fucking show. Dude, you gotta watch it, man. I'm telling you, watch Big Mouth. I'm telling you, that's all you need to know.
Watch Big Mouth, don't watch The Open House. It's a piece of garbage. You get no resolution. You never see who the killer is. You don't get any answers. You don't see who got killed.
There's a shitload of horror movies if you really want to know. Like out there, on Netflix, they got them all. Every fucking day, they're posting something this month.
Yeah. We watched one called A.M.I, which was okay. That one right there, A.M.I. Keep going up. That one's about a girl who basically has a phone that it's like a Siri, but it's called A.M.I, and she makes it sound like her dead mother, and then she basically starts taking orders from it and talking to it, and then she becomes obsessed, right? And she starts killing people.
Suspenseful TV. Right? That's the kind of stuff you gotta watch.
Oh, you know who's in the Open House movie?
What's that?
You would know this kid. He's from the 13 Reasons Why show. The main kid. He's in the movie. So I saw him on it, and I was like...
you thought, it's going to be a good movie.
I thought, sure, why not? It's a Netflix film. I was like, that might be okay. No.
It doesn't always work like that.
No.
When's that Breaking Bad special one supposed to come out?
This weekend, upcoming weekend.
Is it really?
Yes. El Camino, guys. We're going to be talking about it in length. So make sure you guys watch it, because the next episode after this, we'll be talking about it for sure. Maybe I
have to fucking watch it with this guy so we can actually fucking sit down and...
That'd be alright. We can start doing that. Scheduling some time.
Them, right? It's different, because sometimes I rush through them, it's kind of fucked up, right? So I rush through a lot of TV shows.
Right.
Like I told you, I started 4 fucking shows this week.
Right.
I started to watch New Amsterdam.
What the fuck is that?
It's a show about a doctor.
There's no Wu-Tang documentary I want to watch.
You asked me about that in the last episode. You said, how come I never got into some sort of caregiving or some sort of shit like that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Because I was talking about stuff with my buddy.
I was serious.
I know you were. And then I started watching this show, New Amsterdam. And it sounds corny. It's a doctor show.
Okay.
Remember? I think I had brought it up quickly saying I was going to look into it. This guy cannot separate. He's dying himself. Younger guy. He can't be much older than me. He's got to be in his 40s, right? Okay. He's actually has to do his own treatment for cancer. But he's putting it off because he's worried about his patients more and his hospital more. So you connected a lot with the character in this. Dude, I'm almost done the first season. I know there's quite a few seasons. I'm almost done the first season, and it's weird, and that's why I can't do it. And I realize that as a person, and I realize that I can't do that. I can't separate those two things. Let me ask you another question. Okay. If you have a buddy that you're having issues with, how do you tell them? I mean... Don't worry, it's not you. I know, you threw me off there for a second. I was like, oh. Don't worry, guys. This is I need to know some serious information. I'm asking Niko here because I haven't had a chance to talk to him offline. Yeah. And this is kind of... might get a little personal. I'm going to try to leave... Show gets like that sometimes. Yeah, exactly. Because names don't mean nothing. But it's more so for the conversation and opening it up to you guys as well if you have comments on this. It always helps, right? Yeah, and I like to know how I can ask some certain questions, just about certain things, because this is the type of other sort of maybe podcast I want to get into and try to fucking open up. A self-help one. Well, I don't know how much I can help you because I can't even fucking help myself, but apparently I'm good at helping other people. That's what everybody fucking tells me. So, why not try to spread my knowledge? I don't even have any fucking knowledge, to be honest with you. Right. How much fucking degrees do I have? The degree of JT. So what was the question again? You want to ask me again? If you have a problem with somebody? Not a problem, so much a problem. But if you're having issues and you need to talk to somebody because you feel like it's getting carried away. Yeah. Without hurting their feelings, how would you talk to them? How would you sit down and talk to them? That's the difficult part. You know my situation. That's the difficult part. I'm having a hard situation, and I do not want to hurt this person's feelings. Sure. I love the person to death, man, with all my heart. They'd be there for anything I needed, and I do the same. But right now, sometimes you just need some space from anybody. If I seen you too much every week, you would drive me fucking nuts, or vice versa.
Anybody, really, yeah.
I mean, I probably drive you nuts because I've already seen you 3 times this week. Okay, I walked in here and you fucking freaked out on me about the content. No, you can't even remember now. Look, see?
Wait, what?
You can't even remember, guys. Like, so who's the content king? I'm remembering all the content over here. Okay? So,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. But he was sitting there scratching his chin.
Yeah.
Really. So, but yeah, how do you try to be nice?
Well, that's the hard.
I mean, this is more than it's more than one person too. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm having this issue with more than one person, and then I'm having an issue where I actually need to be with people and help out certain people and help myself because I've fucking been sick myself.
Yeah.
Because I need to take a step back and realize if I don't help myself, how the fuck am I gonna help anybody else? Because I'm gonna be fucking dead. Honestly, guys, if I don't quit smoking, and if anybody doesn't realize out there, if I don't quit smoking, I'm gonna be fucking dead. And I'm starting to realize that, but I cannot.
Listen, not the part about you being dead, but the part of you saying you got to help yourself out for once is like music to my ears because I've been telling you that on this show. Even people that have listened to the show can probably attest to that. I've been saying that for a long time, and I honestly think that is the case. Well, this is the whole
reason I came to help. I wanted to do this too, right? Because, we wanted to start the podcast, and I was going through some rough shit in the beginning.
Yeah, we used this as a positive experience. Right? Yeah, exactly.
And now it's been positive, and now we're trying to grow with this thing, and we're trying to have a lot more fun with it and trying to do a lot more crazy things. But I'm running into issues. And I'm running into problems with my personal life is affecting now. And I'm not trying to let this be everything, because this isn't everything right now. This is just a hobby for us right now. This is fun. But how do you separate your fun from... I don't know. What the fuck am I looking? So you get where I'm going with this.
Well, no. Are you saying that now the podcast is seeping into your real life and causing issues?
No, not the podcast.
Okay.
But I'm just using the podcast in
as an example.
As an example, right? Like if it was to start seeping into my regular life and I couldn't do it anymore and I had to tell you, But I was afraid to tell you because.
Right. You sure this isn't about me?
No. I mean, if you want to make it pretend like it's about you.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But you know what I mean? When I have other stuff going on in my life,
right?
And with this is our fun. Like I mean, it's only the once a week we do this thing, so we obviously I've seen you a lot more because we're doing this because we have a lot to fill in before the next couple of weeks because of Thanksgiving and all that kind of shit. It's not easy.
Yeah,
guys,
let me talk.
I got a few friends and I just need to separate myself from them for a little bit, not to fuck with them, but to find myself.
Yeah.
And I need them to realize that because I'm having a hard time telling them that face to face.
Well, hopefully they'll see this and they'll hear you say this.
I wish. I wish they do and they understand it, but. What do you think? Like, how would you go about doing that if somebody just doesn't want to see the picture? It's not like I haven't talked to them for a while. I've done this before.
Yeah.
Where I've had to take a step back. When I've had a girlfriend or when I've had other obligations in my life, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think the thing that you said when you first started saying this was like, how do you speak to them and get them to understand without hurting their feelings? Now, that's hard to do. I don't think you're going to be able to pull that off, because the person has to be very understanding and in touch with themselves. And I also respect, not to say that they don't respect you, whoever this person is, but I think that they need to, again, have a good handle on their lives because this news could kind of rock them to the core depending on...
That's what I'm worried about.
And it could. Certain things like this, but I think that it's better to be honest with the person and straight up in these type of situations. And if they don't understand, then unfortunately I think that's time to put that on the back burner for the time being. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not saying push that person out of your life completely. Yeah, that's not what you're trying to do. You said so yourself, but you just need a breather and you need to reevaluate things and you kind of got to decide for yourself your next move, or you know what I mean? Like you said, you want to kind of... The person sounds like they're suffocating you from the sounds of it, and you just need for them to understand to kind of back off. And if they're not getting the point, if they're not getting the point, or they are, and they're just still constantly you know what I mean, like pushing and pushing, then
jabbing.
Right. It's gonna become a problem. So I think that you should be straight up with the person and be honest with them before it becomes more of an issue.
Yeah.
And lead to something else, like you guys not talking forever, or you guys taking a break.
This cast now is gonna have like
negative effects.
I have a feeling it's gonna have negative effects, and they're not gonna take it the right way, and it's gonna have negative effects on my relationship with these people, and I don't want it to have a negative relationship. I just want the people to know that they need to take care of themselves too, because they're in the same situation as me, and we're just pulling each other down. Right? You get what I mean? They're just pulling we're just pulling each other down, and we're not going anywhere. I know, just unless I can figure myself out right now, I can't help anybody. Like, I've realized that with my old friend there. You know, I can't really help him. The only thing I can do is be there for him if he needs me, if he needs somebody to listen to him, you know? I try to be there for everybody. Sometimes you just need a breather. Like I mean, I've spoken to you. Let me just use myself as an example and take it off your back there for a second here. So, because this is really, I'm really trying to talk about it, because and if you guys don't realize it, whoever's listening or watching, if you don't realize it, it really is bothering me. It's not something that there's a few people that are like this, you know, and it's not like, you know, I maliciously don't want to. You're not doing it to hurt this person, and you're not doing it out of like spite, like some spiteful way, like fuck that guy, that person, or whatever, right? Yeah. Like, no, I get where you're coming from. I get it. I mean, I've moved on and from a lot of people that I felt in my life were in similar situations. Like you said about the dragging you down, because I've kind of stuck away. I took a step back and kind of pushed negative people out of my life a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, because I felt that all the negativity, it kind of like, you know what I mean? Not just negativity. It's like you said, like about the spiraling down, and it kind of exactly by being there, or being each other's. Yeah. What do you call that word that you know, when you're an addict or something, and you always give in to that person. I need to figure my shit out. They need to figure their shit out. And then we need to talk it out. I know we do. I just don't know what the fuck to say. Because we're enabling each other.
That's it. There you go.
There you go. See how it just came to me? Yeah. Enabling each other to not do well. Alright? I've had friends that are in marriages that have totally cut people off. That have totally cut even me off. I mean, who cuts me off? Nobody cuts me off, bro. But they've cut me off just because, you know what, we don't live the same lifestyle. You know, they have families, they have kids. I get it. You know, it sucks. It's great that they have a family. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. It's great that they can have a family and they can have a good life and they can enjoy their life and they have somebody there for them. But, you know, there's no reason to kick people out of their life. There comes a time where sometimes you got to make these hard decisions for yourself and to better yourself or your situation. And if the person's going to be there for you at the end of all that, then they will be. And if they're not, then they're not. And unfortunately, that's life, and that's how it goes. And I understand that it's a hard thing to do, but I feel if you do it for the wrong reasons and you basically leave things the way they are, even when you feel that there is a problem or you do need to take a step back or you do need to take some time for yourself, that you're basically just dooming each other anyway. Like, you're continuing. Yeah, that happens with family and friends, dude. Right. It doesn't happen just with anybody. I've had it with family. Right. I've had it with friends. Right. You know, and I stick with it, and what it does, it drags me down. You know what I mean? And it makes me feel bad because I put forth a lot of effort, even though they do too as well, but maybe in a different way. I don't know. This conversation, it probably should have never came up, but it's probably good that it came up, because I hope that whoever I'm talking about, and you guys know who you are out there, then you come talk to me, man, because honestly, I need to talk. I need to straighten some stuff out, and we need to figure it out, and I don't want to lose anybody as a friend. It's just sometimes, you know, you need some space, man.
The person also has to be willing to have that conversation, though.
I think they are. I think I'm the one that's scared now to have that conversation because I don't want to lose the friendship. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. And when I'm worried about I'm.
No, I'm not even directing that at whoever you're talking about. I'm saying you both need to be comfortable with addressing this, because if it's something that's just lingering in the background, it's just going to get worse and worse. Is what I'm saying.
I know.
Even right now, you discussing it without taking action. Like I get it. You're trying to work things out in your head and talk to me, and kind of even on this platform, and not everything's made for the air. No, I know you haven't. Yeah.
About the whole thing.
Yeah.
Either, right. That's why.
So that's why you had to bring it here right now. Yeah.
I kind of brought it here right now because you know what? It was the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like, you know what? I went from an upper to a downer because just the way I am. That's my it's the ADD kicking in, bro. So, but we'll get back into the swing of things. I just needed to know an opinion. I need to know. I know I need to tell. I need to talk about it. You're not the first person. I just wanted a professional opinion.
You know, you're not saying anything I haven't said to you before, not just about this situation, but I mean in general, about bettering yourself and kind of trying,
moving forward with stuff and doing things like that.
And that's not directed at anybody in particular. That's more of me just kind of generalizing what I felt, that me giving you advice when you were not in a good place. I've said a lot of these things before. So you kind of coming around to a lot of it is refreshing to hear. It's nice to hear. And hopefully it works out for the best. But like you said, sometimes people get hurt in the process.
You don't want to hurt anybody,
right? But it sounds like you're continuing to hurt yourself as a result, and I think that you need to kind of come correct.
It keeps me up a lot too.
Yeah,
it keeps me up a lot at night, and it keeps.
And you shouldn't have to. That's what I mean. You shouldn't have to deal with that. No. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't think anybody should. Like, even on the other end, I don't think they should either. It's just that I understand the situation.
If the person is truly your friend, I think they would understand, though. At the end of the day, if it was me, I would not want to continue like living a lie, like making things worse.
That's why I asked you, because I know you are very good at explaining and telling me what you would do straight up, because you would do it straight up. If you had a problem with me and that was it was done, that was it, you tell me, listen, I'm moving on, I got other shit to do.
Hey, listen, some of me and my best friends, we've hashed it out before. There was times where we took time away from each other, from hanging out, times we've stopped talking to each other. A lot of the times it's for bullshit reasons, and sometimes you need that kind of hit that reset button and hash things out. And sometimes you continue being friends somewhere down the line. Sometimes things change and they're never the same. This is the reality of it.
It's not even about stopping being friends.
No, I know that's not what you're trying to do, but sometimes things can't be unsaid. Yeah. Sometimes people...
Because I see these people every day, right? So it's not like...
No, I know, but sometimes depending on how the person reacts, you might have to kind of like put that relationship on pause for a while, is what I'm saying. And I know that's what you're trying to do anyways. But that's what I mean. Like, I think it's for the best.
Beating around the bush instead of coming straight out with it. I'm beating around the bush.
And that's not fair. That's not fair to the other person, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it isn't.
I don't like.
Don't get me wrong. I've been sick, so I have been doing some other shit. Like, I've been home and I've been, what I mean? So it has.
Well, that's what I mean. And even now, I appreciate the conversation, but we should probably leave it at that. So.
That's it. Sorry, guys, but
no worries.
Sorry enough of the days of our lives for you guys, but honestly, I just needed to get something off my chest, and then I needed somebody like Niko to kind of listen. If you guys don't like it, you can always tune out at that part, but always hit subscribe anyways.
Yep. And, always promoting. Maybe this guy is the kid content.
I'm trying to make sure that I just want to see. I wanted to see if I started talking serious, a little bit more serious. Maybe I have to get my wording a little better. With things and get my thoughts in order.
Don't bring that fucking serious shit over here, bro. This is a fun show.
Yeah, I know. So, but maybe that's what I gotta do in order to do my own. Because, like I said, with the new laptop and stuff like that, I'm trying to figure out how to set it up and try to fuck with and get my own other show out there, other content. Because fuck nuts thinks he can do better than me. So. And as fuck nuts, that's Niko's nickname. Fuck nuts.
Listen, I appreciate a serious conversation on this show too. You know that. It's always been about that, right? Yeah. This show has always been kind of whatever we bring to the table. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of issues, though, I didn't want to bring up
and all this shit. Come on.
I watched the Joker movie.
There you go.
Yeah, on
that
Sunday.
was a good lead-in, but see, that's where I tried to go with it. Mental health issues leading into
a movie about mental health issues.
There you go.
Well,
let's hear about it, everybody. I know everybody's dying because this is the content of the show.
Yeah, so this is my non-spoiler-ish review right now. I'm not going to try to spoil
it for me.
It's been out for a few days, bro. I can't. I mean, I know this video by the time it airs, it'll be out probably for a couple of weeks.
Watched it already.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get into spoilers right now at this moment, okay? Because I don't feel comfortable talking about it as of yet. I'll mention my thoughts on it though, and I want you to see it too, so we can talk about it at some point. So
yeah, because I didn't realize how.
And we can go in depth
into some sort of it was a different style Joker.
So I liked it. I thought it was well done. I thought it was good. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent job. He did a great acting job in this movie. He was the right fucking man for the job. I mean, he's a guy that seems like he has a lot of demons in a lot of his roles, like even in his personal life.
Yeah.
That guy, seems like a troubled dude.
Lot.
Yeah, that's
Family
what I mean.
Wise,
yes.
His brother killed himself.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He has a lot of demons. He seems like a troubled dude. I think he was the right man for the job. I think he did an excellent job. So I'm interested to see come award season what happens with this film. I mean, the director Todd Phillips, he made some wacky statements in the media leading up to this movie about kind of like feeling that the woke generation has killed comedy, because this is the same director that did the Hangover movies, eh? But now he's trying to do a detour and try to make more serious films, he's saying.
Well,
so,
why not?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But he is one of those people, I think, that expresses the opinion that some comedians do as well, that I think because of the generation that exists right now, he thinks comedy is dead and there's so much going on in the world now. So he made this statement in the news where he's basically trying to now say he's kind of going in a different direction. He wants to be more of maybe a serious director or whatever. Listen, don't quote me on it, guys. I mean, I read some bits and pieces of an article about him making these statements, and if I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry, but the gist of it, that was what I got from it. And I think a lot of people even were surprised to hear he was doing a movie like this because of his background, for the most part, for being, I know he started off in comedy and this and that, or maybe they thought he wasn't a good enough director. What I heard this movie described as, and when you watch it, it really is like this. I mean, it's kind of inescapable once you kind of analyze it this way, and I wish I hadn't heard this even going into the film, because I don't think it changed my opinion on the film, but you can kind of see it. It's definitely like Taxi Driver meets King of Comedy. Have you seen any of those movies? De Niro? They're both De Niro movies. Both Scorsese.
I don't know. I don't remember if I've seen King of Comedy.
So King of Comedy, it's about this guy who becomes like delusional, and he's like a failed comedian. Like, he's a guy that wants to become a comedian, and his whole life it's driven to him coming on this like late night show.
Okay.
Like, and then he fucking does all this shit. Like, he stalks the dude. He I think commits crimes. There may have been a murder involved. I can't remember. But there's like all this crazy shit that he does to get to where he wants to be. And at the end of the movie, he finally makes it, and actually makes it on the show. But he's like this crazy nut, this delusional fucking nut that's been striving to get to that point. So like throughout the whole movie, like he's reenacting like how he's gonna do like his walk on, and that's what this movie is a lot like, because it's about this Joker character, and this is about a man who has a mental illness. So it kind of fell more into the Taxi Driver side of things with that. Yeah. And, he lives in a shitty neighborhood. He leads a shitty life. Like, that whole thing with the psychosis that kind of goes on in Taxi Driver. It's similar to that in a way. But then you got the King of Comedy thing, because he's a failed comedian who's kind of delusional and the whole time he's trying to get on this show. Who's the person that's the host on the show? Robert De Niro. Who was in those movies? Robert De Niro. So it's not a coincidence that he was casted to play that character, I'm pretty sure, in the movie. Obviously, this guy was a fan of De Niro's or those movies, and I'm sure he pulled inspiration from them. And that's what I mean. It's kind of inescapable once you've seen those films and you compare them to this, even with the De Niro reference. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. I like both those movies, and I liked this movie quite a bit too. While watching the movie, I don't feel that they it was just a feeling I had. I mean, and sometimes I do this. The movies that I'm highly anticipating when I watch them, I overanalyze them. And then when I watch them a second time, I get to kind of appreciate it a little bit more and not have to kind of overthink things. You know what I mean? So, so I think I did that a little bit with this movie. But for whatever reason, it didn't ring true, the depiction of mental illness for me in the film. I just don't feel that they got it. Like, I don't want to say they were poking fun at it, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't ring true. It something felt off about it, the way they were depicting the mental illness of this character in it. And a lot of it did ring true because it shows you how the system can kind of eat you up, and they don't care about these type of people. Like, he lost his support for social work, and then he lost his support for his medication, so he went off his meds. And these are like serious things that happen to people in the system. And guess what? He's from a shitty fucking city, Gotham. And as much as the director said that comic fans were going to be pissed at this movie, that was another statement he made before the movie came out. He's like, hey, if you're a fan of the comics, you're not going to like this movie. Like, you're not going to like about the things we've chosen to do with this movie. Yeah. It actually, in terms of like the spirit and the essence of that character and the comics, it actually tied into it quite well. I have to disagree. I mean, I think a lot of comic fans could agree with me on that. Like, I'm obviously a huge comic fan. I think they got the essence of the character.
And probably that on. I mean, it's a Joker. It's the type of person he is, right? I mean, he is somebody. A Joker. What is a Joker? That ultimately, it's somebody that's probably has mental health issues. Yeah, they live in Gotham. They do that shit in Gotham and everything that happens there. But I mean, it's still like a city. They're still trying to depict it like a real life story, right?
No, but I mean, there's references to Bruce Wayne. There's references to Thomas Wayne. There's references to the death of his parents in this. Like, it ties in actually quite well. And not only that, I thought the best part of the film was
one and the same. Joker and Batman, aren't they just one and the same? Those two guys.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the thing that your father, who watched the movie you mentioned to me, had mentioned was where he referenced Killing Joke. And Killing Joke. There's a lot of Killing Joke in this movie in it as well, because in Killing Joke, that was the only definitive origin up to that time that they ever gave for Joker, and that's what it was, is that he was a failed comedian. And the difference between Batman and Joker, and we've talked about it on this show before, is they're both very much the same because they both only had one really bad day. In the death of his parents emerged Batman, and fucking everything that happened to the Joker, life shitting on him, and basically him having a horrible day led to his insanity. And that's, they're two sides of the same coin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it, and
all it takes is one bad day or one person saying upsetting you the wrong way, and it makes your day go wrong, and then you ruin everything.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what I mean. Maybe I'm off base with this whole mental illness thing. I mean, a lot of people, you see some of the reviews. There's a lot of mixed reviews actually about this film right now. A lot of the bad reviews are coming from the fact that people were complaining. They actually try to ban the movie in a lot of places because it seems like it gives justification for people with mental illnesses to basically overcome the system and fight back. You know what I mean? Like a lot of anarchist type of. Yeah, so like...
Some of them can't handle it mentally, to fight back, especially if the system fucks them like that and cuts them off.
And that's what happens in this film. It's like he kind of gives justification to a whole group of people that he becomes like...
You also got to remember, it is...
You know, that's how cults start. No, but that's what I mean. Like, this is like... No, I'm just saying. Like, it was like almost like people rose to the occasion because they seen him kind of... giving the finger to authority and kind of doing his thing and becoming who he thinks he has to be and how the world works. Like, he figured it all out.
The world is doing it right now. Am I not right in the States? If you think about it.
So that's why a lot of people were kind of talking shit about the movie when it came out, because they were trying to ban it. They were trying to... They felt it could cause an uprise of people reacting to the film. Look what happened to the last Dark Knight. There was the shooting that happened in the theater with the last one. Yeah. And that's the other thing, guys. It fits perfectly into the uprise of that character, the Joker, at the end of this movie with the Heath Ledger Joker in The Dark Knight. It's literally like everything that led to what that character becomes in The Dark Knight. Yes, is that's where this movie ends. Like the uprise of the Joker and how that person basically. It was great.
Like an origin for the Joker, right?
It is. Yeah, it's very much is. I mean, and it's great. Like the ending was fantastic. That was my favorite part about the movie, is the ending. How everything kind of came together at the end, and you kind of see, and it's just that's what I mean.
2-hour movie.
Yeah, it was a 2-hour movie. I think it's just the message got a little bit lost in it, because when I went into it, I thought, okay, this is not going to be a comic book movie. This is, because that's what I was told. this is going to be about a man who has a mental illness, and he happens to be the character of the Joker. Then when it played more into the comics than I thought it was going to, I was like, okay, interesting. But then it became like, what story are they trying to serve more? Is it a movie about a man with a mental illness, or is it a movie about, hey, listen, this is the Joker, this is his origin? It was kind of a little bit of both, but I felt that they needed to kind of pick a lane and you know what I mean, and stick with it, because the depiction of mental illness was all over the film. Like, the majority of the film was about him dealing with his mental illness, and about how society looks and treats people with mental illnesses. But then when they kind of, you know, went more into the Joker side of things, I think it lost a little bit of the messages that they were trying to. Like, there was, like, a lack of plot there. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they lost a lot of the... So that's why I'm like, I don't know how they depicted it. I would be interested with people that do know more about mental illness, if they watch this film, what they would think. Because, not whether or not they took offense to it, just do you think they depicted it in a good way or not? Because there was some...
Check it out.
Yeah, there were some good lines in it, and some good observations that I appreciated. But whether or not they did service to it, I don't know. I know that this shouldn't be... It's a Joker movie. It shouldn't be the representation of mental illness.
Well,
but
if that's the way they're going to portray it in the States, right? And if that's the way they're going to not let it play in certain places and stuff like that because of that,
right?
And then it's got to have some sort of, you know, backbone behind of that they didn't want kids. I know they didn't want kids to see it because of all that teenage.
No, it's a fucking bleak movie, bro. It's
my
dark.
My dad didn't even bring my younger brother, right?
No, it's a dark fucking film. It
13,
is.
14, you know, it says it's not even PG-13. It's rated R, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And to
it's
get a rated R here,
it's a dark film, bro.
Yeah, to get rated
R
in Canada, it's hard. To get rated R in the States, it's hard. But
yeah.
I think to get rated R in Canada, it's even harder.
No, it's you know.
So I you know what? Maybe that's the whole.
It's about a man's descent into insanity.
Well, they had that one with what's his name, Michael Douglas, back in the day when he did that. He basically had one bad day and he went up. Remember with his briefcase and his shoe. And he went off and he shot off everybody. What the fuck was it? It's Michael Douglas movie, man. It was like he was younger. He had glasses on. He got fired from his job. I don't know if it was... But he went postal. He walked...
What kind of job did he have?
Just like a business job. I think
Wall
he was
Street?
A salesman or something, yeah. Like,
the Wall Street movie?
But he
I don't think he killed everybody in that.
No, it was a Michael Douglas
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to check your stats on that one. I don't know.
Because honestly, it's sort of the same way. You have one bad day. And I mean, this is why I watch what I say to people, too, because I don't want one person to have one bad day. You don't want to be that guy,
yeah.
Be that guy that sets them over the edge, right? Like, but, yeah, to be honest with you, right? It's not easy.
Well, there's a scene, for instance, that in the movie where he goes to see his social worker, and his social worker's sitting there, and he's babbling on about, like, stuff that he's experienced and how, like, shitty he feels, and she asks him, like, some question, and he's like, have you heard any word I fucking said? He's like, all I have is negative thoughts. He's like, that's all I ever have. He's like, and I come here every week and you ask me the same fucking questions. How are you feeling? Do you have any negative thoughts? Like, he's like, are you not listening? No, he's like, he's saying, are you not listening? Like, what I've been saying? And then she turns around and says, oh, by the way, our funding's cut. This is your last appointment. And she's like, your meds are done. And then after that, he just fucking loses it. Like, he fucking goes off the rails. Like, he goes from there, and she's like, listen, I know it's fucked up. The system's really bad right now. Like, she admits to him. But then she just throws him out on his ass. And I get that's the reality of some people. It's just like, that's why I'm just like, this is brutal. Like, you know what I mean? That's like, maybe it was too much for me, and that's why I'm overthinking it. I was just like, whoa, this is...
But it's true, dude. That's all it takes is one split second. And if you can't gain that control, like that one bad day, this is the movie I found out. It's called Falling Down.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was a really great movie from Michael Douglas. But yeah, so, I mean, all it takes really is one bad day, man. And then you're done, dude.
Right.
Everything's done.
Another great line from it, I'll just tell you one more. Another great line from it is he says, and this one rang true. He says that anybody who doesn't have a mental illness, they want you to act normal because they don't understand it. Like, they expect you... I think it goes like that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the quote, but he basically says everyone else expects you to act normal, like, for them, but you can't, like, because you have a mental illness. But they expect you to because they're...
because it's what they do is they
want you to be part of society, but then
you don't fit understand. Sometimes you just can't process things like other people can.
Right.
Right.
So that's the thing he's constantly struggling with in the movie, because he laughs inappropriately at times he shouldn't. He says he has a neurological issue in it. Mm-hmm. So then he laughs for no reason. Like, he doesn't laugh when a normal person. So that's where they get the whole Joker like laughing kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like a lot of that kind of plays into the movie as well, because he's in these normal situations where people get creeped out just being around him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mean to be acting that way. Like, at first, it makes you kind of feel bad and care for the guy through majority of the movie. But then, like, you can tell towards the end, like, no, this guy is off his rocker. Like, he's lost it. Like, you can't root for this fucking guy. Like, this guy is like, yeah, he's like a psychopath. Like, you know what I mean? Like, deep down, like, he gets triggered. What?
Why can't you root for him?
I mean, you can, but that's the problem.
Right.
And that's the problem.
That will root for him.
And that's why they wanted to ban the movies in some places, because it kind of it justifies the reasoning for people to do that, or glorifies it in a sense.
Yeah, and the Joker itself has followers, right?
Right.
So
in the film.
Exactly. Well, he has it in this
film
as well, right? He's had it in previous movies and stuff like that. That's his character.
So.
Right. So I know, man. That's what I mean. Like.
Anyways,
they're not that stupid about thinking about banning it, and I get what you're saying. If it could be that serious, it could be that heavy duty.
Listen, man, it's a good conversation. I mean, if you guys haven't watched it, go out there and check it out. It just came out a few days ago at the time of this recording, but by the time you hear this, it'll have been a couple weeks, so I hope all you guys have checked it out. And if you have, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you thought of it, because, this is, or call in if you're a guest who's been on this show, or you're interested to discuss it, because we can get in depth with this one, and hopefully Jay will have watched it by then, because, like, these are the type of things that and that's what makes for a good film. You leave the film talking about it, you leave the film thinking about it.
That's what makes for good anything.
Yeah.
Any good conversation, any good podcast, any good anything.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's why you guys listen to us, right? Because, we come back every week for you guys, regardless if we're talking shit, if we're just making up crap, if we're having fun, if not, right? You guys still hit subscribe for us, right? Because Niko doesn't.
Yeah, I'm going to subscribe to our own channel. That's what Fake stats.
That's it. We had our own stats. No?
Yeah, who's this Niko Sanchez guy? like keeps liking the video. It's Sanchez. Me on another account.
Niko Sanchez. Okay, that's his new name.
Yeah.
Niko Sanchez.
Little inside joke for you guys. Only real ones will understand that.
I don't even understand that one, but I'm pretty sure we can get a caller or two in next week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They can let us know what he means by that.
One more thing I did watch on the internet the other day, and it must be an old clip, but you know how sometimes these accounts you follow, they post up old stuff or whatever, they're trying to bring things up again, or just looking for interesting things for people to comment on. It was a video of A.M.I talking about Eminem. Have you ever seen this?
I thought I seen something on the internet the other day.
It's about A.M.I talking about Eminem works in the studio.
I know he just put an album out. That's why too.
So maybe it is new. A.M.I just did?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
An album
is Eminem on it?
I don't think so. No, I don't think there's anybody that we know.
Maybe he did a beat for him or something. I don't know. I don't
know. I didn't say that. They didn't say that either.
So
they just showed me the link for the thing.
So A.M.I, I seen like a 2-minute clip of him on some radio show, and A.M.I was describing how Eminem works in the studio, and I had never heard this before about Eminem, so I thought it was pretty interesting, and I wanted to know what you had thought about it. You being the Eminem freak you are and all that.
Yeah, I know.
He said A.M.I said that he treats it now at this point like a 9 to 5.
No, it is a job, isn't it?
It is, but he's reached the point in his life where he doesn't put in that work, where he because a lot of these artists, they fucking like sleep in the studio when they're working on an album. When they're on album mode, they're like in the studio nonstop, right? They don't come out till it's done, like that kind of shit. Like some people, they're about that, like their grind, their work ethic. That's the work they put in. Then again, you got to look at it. Eminem's at a different point in his career. He's afforded the luxury to kind of maybe do this.
Sit back and relax.
So I'm not saying it's weird, but it's just I never had thought of it about it this way. So he said A.M.I. Yeah, so A.M.I said, yeah, anyways, I'm working on the music. I came kind of later to the studio one day. You know how it is when you're in album mode. So he's talking to the guys on the show.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I come in like, it was like 6 p.m. or something. I come in the studio. you know, M's not there. I hit M. I'm like, hey, M, where you at? He's like, oh, I left for the day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. He's like, what do you mean you left for the day? I just got to the studio. He's like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm gone for the day. He's like, okay, what time are you going to be here? And he's like, we're going to have to post this clip up for you guys in the show notes if you didn't watch it. It's pretty funny. And he's like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow at 9. He's like, okay, man, I'll see you tomorrow. So anyways, he says he ended up leaving, comes back right at fucking 9 a.m. He's like on the dot. He gets there, M's there. He shows up. And he's like, oh, okay, great. You know, let's get started. So they start working. They get into it. 1 p.m. hits. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to go grab a bite to eat. He's like, you want to come with? He's like, no. I'm kind of in the middle of things. You know, we just kind of set this up. I'm kind of, you know, I'm in the groove now. I'm in the zone, right? He's like, no, I'm just gonna stay here and do. He's like, all right, man, I'll be back. Goes out for an hour or so, whatever. Eats lunch, comes back, works for a couple more hours. 5 p.m. hits. He's like, all right, man, I'm out of here. I'm going. He's like, no, he's just bro. Like, Akon's like, what the fuck you mean you're going home? He's like, what? It's 5 p.m., man. I'll be here tomorrow. He's like, well, what do you mean you're gonna be here tomorrow? When are you coming back? 9 a.m. He's just like, and then he asked him. Apparently, it's like 2 days in now. This happens. The same thing. Like he's like, it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
And he asked him. He's like, hey man, what's the deal with this 9 to 5? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And he's like, hey man, listen, studio's gonna be here tomorrow. You know, the song's gonna be here tomorrow. What's the rush? He's like, you know, I got things to do. You know, I have kids. I have a home life. Yeah, exactly. But he's like, no, listen, man, this is what I do now. He's like, that's the work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I this is like a job to me, and he treats it as such. And he's always said that, but like I never thought like M would fucking. I mean, again, at this point in his career, maybe. I wonder if it. I can't believe that it's always been like that. There's no way. There's no way.
Because remember, he's also had to put a lot of that work in. Where these guys, the younger guys, are touring right now, and they never got to stay home. They disappeared, and that's it. They were on tour. They were in planes, in and out of buses, in and out of planes, all the time, non-stop, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, eventually, when you make that money, when you have that money,
you can afford the luxury to do that. Yeah.
Get a break, like I mean, you know what to get a Dre beat? You think he says I'm gonna go? Yeah, hold on, let me work all night on this.
Yeah, you're gonna tell Dre to fucking stay there.
He's gonna stay there. He's gonna go for a couple hours a day. It might take you a month or two.
No, although I have heard that though about Dre though. Dre is a perfectionist though. Well, like I wouldn't say he'd be there all night, but he is definitely
one. Too is a perfectionist when it comes to things, right?
Right.
He always.
But apparently, it has to hit that 9 to 5 hours. Hey,
you know what, man? He's a union worker, bro. He's a union worker, man. That's it for the rappers. He does the union work. And he just says, that's it, 9 to 5, he punches his clock, he's out.
Hey, listen, I share the same opinion. With you in that. And then at the end of that, after he explained all that, Akon actually agreed as well. He's like, you know what, man? Like, he's right. He's like, all these years, like he said, he's like, that's a nice state of mind to have. Like, he's like, that's a nice way of going about it. Like, but he said, like, listen, honestly,
but he must have worked hard for it.
Sure.
Right?
But that's what I mean. But here's the thing. I think he's just at that mind state still with his career that and some people are like that. Some people need to fucking the work consumes their life.
Of course.
You know, like me, I work fucking a lot, man. Like and it's like, you know, without work or without that daily, like I got something like me when I got nothing to do in my spare time, like when I'm looking for that time to do nothing and just chill.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fucking turn around and I'm looking for something to do. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, it's like a sickness. Like, you know what I mean?
You gotta just relax.
No, I do, though. I've learned to do that at times, but even so, sometimes, even when I give myself that time to relax, I'm like, you know...
Don't relax too much, because all of the girlfriends will leave you after a while.
Right.
No, if you relax too much, they will.
Nah, man, it's just like...
stay on your grind.
I do, though. You know that. Come on now. Like,
I know. That's one thing you don't stop doing.
Right.
Working.
But that's what I mean. I think it's just...
I think you work too much.
Yeah, probably.
I think you don't get to enjoy yourself as much as you should. You should have like you should be like a 9 to 5 style guy. You know what? You put some time in now. You've done your fucking night shifts and fucking overnight shifts and fucking shit like that. Hey, we all live in the city, so it gets expensive. But I mean, you know, you do your thing. I know you like to keep busy. Otherwise, you wouldn't fucking come out and do this when you have to be at work.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people think I'm crazy for it. So, you know, what can you do?
You know what? That's your mental illness.
Right.
There you go. You're fucking crazy because you're crazy, dude. You're crazy because you like to work. Some people like to work like an animal like you. But I don't. I like to work between my shift as an animal, and that's it.
It's gonna reach the point though
take naps.
Everyone hits a breaking point though. I'm gonna hit a wall. It's gonna hit a point where I'm not gonna be able to do that
trust
anymore.
Me, bro. You're gonna hit your age.
I've hit it sometimes. I've hit it sometimes during these weeks, anyways, right?
You're not that. Yeah, you're not that. You're getting older and older every time, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, every time.
So I don't know. I just thought that was. I just thought that was interesting. I just thought that was an interesting. I had never heard that about M. It doesn't surprise me,
He
and
looks
I
like
feel.
his daughter. Did you hear that one too?
No.
That's a new thing they've been saying, that they look like each other.
M and his daughter?
Yeah, her selfies.
Oh, no wonder you're so in love with them. Hey,
fucking guy.
She's a good-looking girl.
No, she is. I don't know. I've masturbated a few times to her. Don't tell.
Don't diss us.
It's all right. Make a diss track. You know what? At least it's Eminem.
As long as it's fire.
It's like, yeah, exactly. As long as it's Eminem dissing me, I'll be bragging to everybody it's him dissing me. No? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just like if Michael Jackson touched your wee-wee.
Check my butthole.
And we just break your butt cheeks. I'd be bragging to everybody, right? No? So it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, they you know what, you deserve, everybody deserves it, and you deserve a little bit of a break, and that's why I'm kind of happy that you're getting some time away this weekend and enjoying yourself for fucking once. Well, not for once. I mean, you do it once in a while, right? You don't get to do it often, but
no.
When you do it, you have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, what else is going on else?
Not much else, man. I'm spent. That's everything I had to talk about. That's everything that was on my agenda here.
I know.
I'm looking at my notes.
I know. I went off, man.
All right, I think it's time.
Laughing more than me. I think it's too late for Niko.
I think it's time.
It is.
Yeah, it is really.
I have a feeling he's having a hard time.
I know. I'm delirious now.
Yeah.
I think it's time for your way back playback.
Talking about getting bags handled and stuff like that. I've gotten bags handled in maybe to
in
my
your car.
Yeah, in my car, and this song has a lot of memory to it. I
had good memories of this song too. Actually, I had just got in my car when this song came out.
Yeah, I already had a car. My car. I've been driving since I was fucking 16. But yeah, honestly, this was the song to have at that time. When you had a car and you had a nice car, it was a nice stereo, and you wanted to have something. And we were talking about 50 Cent. We were talking about a lot of things, and I know there's a good friend of mine that knows this song really good, and we used to put this on and yell at the fucking broads to get in the car. So with that, the way back playback for tonight is gonna be bitch. Get in my car.
50 Cent's The Massacre.
But it's get in my car.
Yeah.
He
says get in my car. Yeah.
But it's from The Massacre, man. It's been around since what, 2000 at least.
A lot of people would argue that this was 50's last great album.
Well, it was a fucking amazing album, man.
No, but I mean, like it was the follow up to Get Rich or Die Trying, which was. I mean, nothing's going to be better. Get Rich or Die Trying. But Massacre was a very solid follow-up. But I think everything that came after this...
Remember, life switched for him, I think, too.
No, but that's what I mean. I think you can argue that everything that kind of came after this just wasn't the same as these first two albums. Well, I would also lump G-Unit album into that as well. That was an excellent album as well, the G-Unit album.
But, like you said, he's going to be a rapper for life regardless, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be a rapper whether or not he does producing or not. So this is probably one of my favorite songs. And on the
great one. Great tune.
On either album. So with that, I guess we'll get into that way back playback.
All right, guys.
And, you know what? Guys, don't forget to subscribe. I know this one was a little bit of a laid back episode. Maybe we'll throw some funnies. Well, Niko had a fucking great laugh, man, all the time. He's been non.
It's good. I had a great time. I don't know about you guys, but
it was hard for me to articulate all those words, man.
Sure.
I
think you did a good job.
Bush. Yeah. I try.
We'll see. We'll see what everyone else thinks.
Happens. If I have a black guy next time or something, then
you'll know.
Right? But other than that, guys, get in my car.
All right, guys. See you next time.
Later.